Hi, I'm Billy Gwaltney, and this is the CYA Podcast. This show is for the physician who understands the importance of protecting everything you've worked so hard to achieve. Each week, I'll bring you tips and advice to help you cut through the clutter and misinformation and show you exactly what you need to preserve your income and way of life. If you're ready to achieve the peace of mind that only financial security can bring, let's get started. Welcome to today's episode of the Cover Your Assets podcast. This is your host, Billy Gwaltney, and I'm thrilled to be with you today. Happy to be here. The title of today's program is answering the question, what is the process for buying a private disability policy? This is another question that came up in the webinar I did in the financial literacy series for the American College of Surgeons and their residents and associate physicians. It's an excellent question, and I'm glad to go through this now. For those of you that are exploring the options for coverage. So when it comes to this private specialty on occupation disability coverage, I work with thousands of physicians across the country. We work with the top four insurance companies, which another episode is mentioning the names of the companies. I won't mention them here because this process is going to be the same whether one comes or goes. And so the process is pretty simple, but it is something that you need to understand what's happening kind of behind the scenes. The first thing you do is you've determined the company you want and the amount of coverage you want and the terms and the definitions and the features. Again, this is where it's highly advisable to work with a specialist, somebody that knows these contracts in and out. You may be looking, like our clients are looking at a PDF, a one-page spreadsheet that has four companies on it, and it goes through kind of the top 10 aspects related to the coverage for all four and how they compare. And then you see the rates at the bottom of the page, and they can vary widely depending on discounts. There's another podcast I did where I covered another question that came up during the American College of Surgeons series about what determines the cost. So depending on your specialty, your age, your gender, the state you live in, these things impact the rate. And so there could be a scenario where you're looking at the spreadsheet and things look good, but there's a difference in the rates. You'll want to understand what those differences are, what it means for you. If you're losing anything in that lower rate, if you do it right, you wouldn't be, but it's just something you want to confirm, right? The devil's in the details, as I tell everyone. And so the first thing you do is you determine these amounts, you determine these definitions and which company you want. Determine the elimination period, whether or not you want the cost of living rider on there. Once that's decided, that's when the electronic medical screening takes place. It's all electronic and over the phone. You fill out an intake form electronically. Our clients go through DocuSign. It's like an intake form that you put in kind of your name, rank, and serial number information, some basic information. It's really short. And then you e-sign an application electronically. And then you answer some medical questions, either electronically through a secure link or on a phone call with an underwriter where they go through. But either way, whether it's in writing or on the phone, you're going to answer probably 20, 25 medical questions. That can all happen really quick. The intake form takes 8 or 10 minutes. The application takes 2 or 3 minutes. The phone answering the medical questions probably takes 15 minutes, something like that. So in a half hour, you're done. Everything then goes to the underwriter. It's all communicated and transferred securely. This is where me as the broker or whoever your broker is, hopefully, if they know what they're doing, are involved and in touch with the underwriters daily to get updates and to find out any additional information that's needed. We help navigate clients through that. You're looking at anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, depending on whether or not they need to get medical records. Retrieving medical records is a pain. It's just not easy. Okay. And that's not always the case, but if there's a time lag associated with your policy or going through underwriting, typically it has to do with an underwriter just waiting for records to come in. Okay. And you can help with that process. Again, your broker can walk you through that. We talk to our clients all the time about that. We push that through. We are always pushing that through, but things take time and it's not on you to get it done. You're just kind of waiting, but it's still things that have to be confirmed that the underwriter needs before they can make an offer. The medical screening has never been as easy as it is now because they waive the insurance physical. You don't have to do labs. You don't have to do a urinalysis or blood profile or get your blood pressure, weight, and all those kind of things with an in-person visit with a nurse. But they're still screening you, and so that's where the time lag comes in. Then once that's completed, you receive the offer. That's communicated to your broker, and we send that directly to our clients with all the explanations and any if there are exclusions, we'll talk about what those are. But usually there aren't, and we communicate, just confirm the terms and that it matches all the quotes that we've talked about, the rate that we talked about. The policy is sent in a PDF form securely, so you go through that in as much detail as you want. Most policies are anywhere from 35 to 70 pages. We can go, I've walked clients kind of almost page by page through it. Others haven't done that. We have some that want to hit the highlights. It's totally up to you. Then you e-sign some documents confirming that you've received the policy and authorizing the initial premium payment. That usually that information is provided as part of the application, like how the premium is going to be paid, and it's paid electronically, usually through a bank draft from your bank account. These premiums are paid with after-tax funds. And the reason that is, and is paid personally by you, the reason that is it makes the benefit income tax free. Okay. So you don't want this deducted from your paycheck. You don't want this pre-tax. You want it drafted from your checking account so that whenever, or paid by you personally, so that whenever, if there is a claim filed and benefits are paid, you don't owe income, state, federal, or local income tax on that. And so you pay the initial premium, and that's when you're finalized. Okay. So you decide on the details. That's the first step. You do the screening, that's the second step. And then you finalize it through the delivery and confirming the details, that's the third step. Okay. And me as the broker I walk with you through that. My team helps with that, communicates a lot of the details, but I'm available to have conversations with clients anytime if they have additional questions or want to confirm things or just kind of review things and make sure that what they think they remember is in fact accurate. Once the policy's in place, it kind of goes on autopilot until you move, until you want to increase coverage, or until you need to file a claim. And that's where your broker can be as involved as you want him or her to be. We're in contact with our clients regularly, not all the time, but not like every week or anything, but certainly the policy anniversary. We're in touch as people graduate. We want to make sure that if people move, that we do keep tabs, because our clients are moving all over the country, actually all over the world, which is awesome. I love that. But we just want to keep track of that. And so we proactively reach out and make sure that the address is updated. We also try to communicate as much information electronically through email so that you don't have to worry as much about snail mail. But insurance companies are insurance companies, and they're going to send snail mail. That's just what they do. Okay. They haven't gotten to the point where they don't do that, or at least I haven't run across one that has. Certainly not the top tier in this marketplace. And then we're in touch to help you increase coverage. We're based on your attending income. As your income grows, you want to do that. And then we're in touch with clients if they need to file a claim. We have a handful of people that are going through a claim right now. We're in touch with them regularly. We're as involved as our clients want us to be. Insurance companies obviously communicate with you directly for those things. But by signing an additional authorization, your broker can be intimately involved to make sure that you're being advocated for and that you're getting the care and the attention that you need. Your broker does matter there. These insurance companies know us. The claims people know us. We have a good reputation with them. The people that we work with at these insurance companies like working with us. And that's where working with a specialist is important, because if you ever need an exception, if you ever need something communicated that wasn't clearly communicated, that'll be your broker's role. That'll be what they do. They'll be the one making that happen. We've been able to help clients navigate through the claim process where things got lost in translation. And it's been the difference in a successful claim versus no claim. And so those details matter. So hope you found this helpful. Again, the process for buying coverage has never been this easy, but it is something that you want to work with someone that has gone down this road thousands of times before. I'd be happy to discuss with you or answer any questions. Please feel free to text me or call me anytime, or ideally text me and we can arrange a conversation so that I can be available. My number is 704-270-2376. Again, 704-270-2376. And until we meet again, this is Billy Gwaltney. Thank you, as always, for your time. I appreciate it.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.